Hey, this is Stacy from Let's Cook, y'all. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. We're really glad you're here. We are back with a new week of What's for Dinner. We've got a great assortment of things to share with you guys today. I am so excited. A little bit of everything. I tried a totally new recipe for me. I dug one out of my recipe book that I had not made in ages that we're gonna show you guys. It is summertime. We're grilling, and we also went to a neighborhood get together. Don't worry, we were social distancing outside. Everybody sat 6 feet apart, but I'll show you what I made to take to that. We hope you enjoy all the meals in this week's What's for Dinner. Thanks so much for stopping by. To start out this week, I was out of my homemade pizza sauce in the freezer, so I took 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of tomato paste, a little water, and a whole lot of seasonings. And I do have a link to this recipe at our website. It is all pantry ingredients for me. I am not making pizza tonight, but I am trying a new recipe, so I went ahead and mixed it up. I kept out what I needed, and I put the rest in a Ziploc bag, stuck it in the freezer. The next time I make homemade pizza, I'll just pull it out, let it defrost on the countertop for a couple hours, and then stir it up, and it'll be perfect for homemade pizza. If you watched our What's for Dinner in late May, you saw me make some homemade egg rolls. I had part of the package left still in the refrigerators, and I had a couple of different things I wanted to try with the rest of the egg roll wrappers. This was the easiest one. These are some pizza egg rolls. Just like when you make regular Asian style egg rolls, you keep the wrappers wet. I've got them over off to the side with a wet paper towel on them. I took the edges and put some egg wash around it. There was 2 or 3 different recipes, and I couldn't quite decide which one I wanted to make, so I made a couple of different ways. One, I put some sauce down, then the pepperoni, and then some string cheese and wrapped them up. The other one I did without sauce, and rather than frying these or trying them in the oven, you know me, I wanted to try my air fryer. I'm gonna try these. They're different ways. Some have sauce, some don't. Some are double decker with the pepperoni, some are not. I'm gonna experiment at 350. 5 minutes on the first side and 3 on the second, and spray both sides really well. Round 1, first course, mozzarella sticks with marinara from the air fryer. Did they get cold waiting on you to get here?
Cheesy.
Cheesy good. Let's hope the pizza egg rolls turn out too. Next course coming up. So the mozzarella sticks were first. I've made a large Italian type salad. It's got some pepperoni, red onion, olives, mozzarella cheese, some croutons and nuts and things. And then we're going to try the pizza egg rolls. I found a couple different recipes. One of them had you put sauce in it, but most of those popped open and a little drizzled out. The ones that didn't have sauce were a lot cleaner. We will see which ones taste the best and leave a comment. But a new recipe for pizza egg rolls along with mozzarella sticks and salad is what's for dinner tonight. That's one way to do it. So, are you happy? This is basically loading the grill with multiple kinds of meat, which means this is all about you. You pretty happy?
Let's talk about me.
Let's talk about you.
Isn't there a song
That's a
written
Toby
about that?
Keith song, yes. I want to talk about me. Harry and David pineapple bourbon grilling sauce. As the alarm goes off and it's time to turn them.
Hey Siri, stop.
She doesn't listen as well as Alexa does.
That's not. I've already turned them.
There's that 88% fat and cholesterol sausage. Today is a day of best laid plans. I took some meat out. Tim was going to grill a whole bunch of meat. He's going to grill some big pork chops, some sausage we had in the freezer. I was going to make sweet potatoes or something, and not instant mashed potatoes, and I was going to fix a whole grill basket to go on the grill with the meat of my favorite zucchini, mushroom, and onion. But I got busy today, things happen, and at 3 o'clock I was just sitting down to grab a bite of lunch, so at 6 o'clock I'm not hungry for dinner. Tim, on the other hand, are you hungry?
I'm hungry.
He's hungry, he can eat. He ate lunch at 2:45 and he's still hungry. So he's just going to fix him some instant mashed potatoes, have a big old pile of meat. Are you having pork chops or just sausage?
I'm having pork chops.
Well, if you're having pork chops, why'd you cut up all that sausage?
You said you wanted sausage.
Oh, well that's my one piece of sausage and I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal. So we're having different things tonight. Tim's having meat-a-palooza and I'm having cereal. That's what's for dinner tonight. If you're still working on your pantry, don't forget to look for things like pudding mixes. I had 2, vanilla and a chocolate. I gave Tim a choice. Guess which one he picked. Since we had loaded up the grill with meat for Tim, I knew this was a good chance for me to make something that I wanted to eat. This is a recipe I tried a couple months ago for a cheesy Mexican lentil. I now am going to keep a can of enchilada sauce as well as some brown rice in the freezer to make this. I did have fresh zucchini and it also uses frozen corn. I'm sure this is a versatile enough recipe. You could probably add different things. I really don't think you can mess it up. You can use cooked or canned black beans. You could probably try pinto beans and whatever type of cheese you have that you like. This is Tim's plate. He's got some leftover meat. What you got?
I've got some leftover pork chops.
Pork chops.
A little bit of corn. A little bit of mashed potatoes. Some terrific olives and stuff with garlic and jalapenos and Wickles pickles.
And you don't want my vegetarian, vegan, healthy dish?
Huh?
You want some of what I'm making?
Huh?
And that's Tim's dinner tonight.
Huh? Huh?
Made it all in one pot. It's an easy lentil, rice, black bean, corn, zucchini, vegetable, cheesy, Mexican lentils. I'm just going to eat it with chips and sour cream, and that is my dinner tonight. With the flour and the milk, I know it looks like I'm baking, but I'm actually working on dinner. This is a recipe that I have not made in a long time. I was reminded of it by watching a recent episode of The Pioneer Woman. I don't know about y'all if y'all watch her show on Food Network, but I've really been enjoying the shows they filmed at home with her kids while they've been quarantined. And she did a Dutch baby or a German pancake or a puffy pancake. It goes by a lot of different names. I made one, it's probably been 8 or 10 years. I wasn't real sure which recipe I'd use, so I sort of combined one from The Pioneer Woman and also another website called Little Luna, and I will leave both of those in the recipe links and resources below. I did go ahead and chill my batter while I was getting the cast iron pan preheated in the oven till that baby was screaming hot. 3 or 4 weeks ago on another What's for Dinner video, I asked if anyone had tried bacon in their air fryer. We got a lot of responses, and the overwhelming majority said that they had, they liked it, and they would do it again. I did read some stuff online and knew that the big deal was if you do one batch and then try a second one, you need to be sure to get all the grease out. You don't want to cause a fire. So I did do that. And to do something fun and different, I saw a couple different ways. One was to take some metal or wooden skewers and kind of skewer it up ribbon-wise. I decided to try to twist mine. I was doing them one at a time. Tim walked in and said, I can twist a lot faster with my method. So he got in there and helped me. We twisted up bacon, and I did 2 batches in the air fryer. Your twists aren't as good as mine. But thank you for helping.
They're not? Why are my twists not as good as yours?
Your twists are awesome. Smile for the camera. Look, he's the bacon twister. Gonna try them in the air fryer. Twisted.
I'm trying to record Stacy cooking bacon in the air fryer, but I'm not doing a good job.
You're doing an awesome job. We're going to try it at 400. We're going to start at 5 minutes and then check it every minute or 2 and see if it takes maybe 8 or 10. See how it does.
Did you get high score?
About 5 minutes. It looks about half done. I'm going to check it at 8 and then maybe 9 or 10. I'll try to write down the total amount at 400 for myself mostly.
Want to flip them?
That's 8 minutes at 400. We haven't flipped them yet. We may try flip them in 1 or 2 more minutes. I like crispy bacon. Do you like crispy bacon?
I like crispy bacon.
I like really crispy bacon. Tim is home tonight. The golf course is not calling his name. Bacon is calling his name.
Bacon.
Bacon, bacon, bacon. 1 more minute? 2 more minutes? What do you think?
Try one more.
1 more. All right. So let's see what we do at 9. 9 minutes at 400. Little twisty bacon. I'm going to see if I can let it cool for a minute and clean the grease out from underneath the basket and do another batch, and that way Tim will have some for his breakfast in the morning. He's getting breakfast for dinner, and he had breakfast for breakfast. Lots of bacon around here. Oh, that sucker's hot. Put the butter in the batter. That's a lot of butter. I don't know if it needs that much butter or not. I think it's brown butter now. It's puffed up. We're going to lower the temperature to 300 and cook an extra 5 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes. Oh, it may have burned. Oh no, tell me it didn't burn.
It didn't burn.
It didn't burn. Yay. Alrighty, Dutch baby. It's a Dutch baby. Puffy pancake, German pancake, whatever you want to call it.
It's climbing.
Yeah, it's gonna deflate in a second. Put some, I think it's too much butter. I kind of combine 2 recipes. I think it has too much butter in
So
it.
what do you do? Just eat it out of
We're gonna cut it, slice it like a pie. I've got berries and syrup and all this powdered sugar. I'm just gonna go whole hog. You wanna cut it for me? You got the mitts still on.
Sure.
I love it when Tim's home and he can help cook. Awesome.
Cut it like a pie?
Cut it like a pie, just don't burn yourself. They're hot. That cast iron pan's been in there almost an hour.
Which one you want?
The smallest one.
You want me to cut a small one?
No, I'll take whichever one of those is the smallest. Would you like blueberries, strawberries, syrup? What would you like on yours?
Syrup.
Syrup. Show you a picture of our plates. Dutch baby, scrambled eggs with cheese, and air fryer bacon is what's for dinner tonight. I just lightly dusted the sugar. Tim put it in big clumps. That's what's for dinner tonight. Still working on my freezer. I have these Tyson crispy chicken strips we're going to try. They're already air fried and it says no air fryer needed, but rather than turning on my oven, I'm going to try them in the air fryer. Maybe it won't ruin them. Using the website airfryercalculator.com, 425 for 20 minutes translates to 400 for 16 in my air fryer. So I'm going to put it on 400 and check them at about 12 to 15 minutes. We've been overeating quite a lot and it is getting to be summer, so tonight is just a big salad. Instead of grilled chicken, I did what I thought were strips, the chicken fillets in the air fryer. We will cut those up and top our salads. Simple, simple. That's what's for dinner tonight. It is summertime after all, so we have got for dessert tonight
some delicious ice cream.
Ice cream, you scream? We all scream for ice cream. Can you tell which bowl is Tim's and which bowl is mine? No, get out of my ice cream. All right, I'm gonna have to have a bite of yours. That's the easiest dessert in the world. Good. I know it. It's the easiest dessert in the world. I don't even have to bake it or clean up after it. Yay! Still, my top 3 things to use my Instant Pot for are making yogurt, making hard-boiled eggs for deviled eggs, and putting eggs and potatoes in at the same time to make potato salad and ribs. So my top 4. And this is one of those. 5 minutes high pressure. Took about another minute for the pin to drop. There's 1,001 ways to make deviled eggs, but I'm a purist, mostly because I like to make them the way my mom made them growing up. All I use is mayonnaise, yellow ballpark mustard, salt and pepper, and a little sprinkle of paprika on top. Nothing fancy. We don't add pickles or bacon or jalapenos or any one of the hundreds of things you can do. I just like them the way I grew up with them. Since I'm taking these somewhere, I'm going to use my cheap little dollar store, Walmart, I don't remember where I bought this thing many years ago. It's a cheap little cupcake tip froster that I mostly use for deviled eggs. Tim's not a cupcake fan, and since we never had kids, I never got into making cupcakes. Only problem with using this thing is cleaning it. It's a little kit I got somewhere years ago. While I'm waiting for my butter to melt over low, I've gone ahead and got everything out, including my very old recipe card along with the stain marks on it. This is one we've shared a video of. It is my favorite brownie. It's not a cakey brownie that needs icing. It is a fudgy brownie. Therefore, I don't have to make icing and ice the brownies. So we're going to take these to our get together. I've gone ahead and laid everything out. This is a French term, mise en place, that I actually learned when I was in high school when I took French. Forgot about it until I got to be in my 30s and 40s and taught myself mostly how to cook and bake. It means everything in its place or lay everything out. So I've got all my ingredients out and all of my measuring cups and spoons, so it will go a lot faster. I just love this recipe because it's so easy and there's very little cleanup. I've been making this for years, probably 20 years, to take to get-togethers, family get-togethers, and friends. As I mentioned in the introduction, I made deviled eggs and the brownies to take to a neighborhood get-together. These were some lovely people that we had a great time with, but I don't think any of them know that we have a YouTube channel, so I did not take my camera. We just didn't feel like going into it. We had a great dinner. There was a whole lot of appetizers that we filled up on, and then they had pulled pork and ribs and I think coleslaw and baked beans, and then my brownies for dessert. The reason I like these brownies, they have 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of chocolate chips.
so they're very, very rich. But you do everything just in one pot that you melt the butter in with a spoon. You don't need to get out a mixer, mess up any other dishes. And these seem to go over well wherever I take them. We'll see later today at our little neighborhood get-together if they're well received. The catch about baking these brownies, I have had this same metal Wilton 9x13 pan for 20 years. At my other house with my older oven, these baked at 350 in this pan for 30 minutes on the dot. At this house with a newer oven, different brand oven, don't know what it is, same pan. First time I baked these at 350 in this house, they were dry and overcooked. So now I bake them at 325. So I don't know whether to tell you to do them at 325 or 350 at your house. I would start low, and you can always bake them more, but you can't go back if you've overbaked them and dried them out. So I'm putting these in my oven, 325 for 30 minutes.
That's going to wrap up this week's What's for Dinner video. We hope you enjoyed all the meals and desserts in this week's video. Have a wonderful and truly blessed day, y'all. See you in the next video.